Hi guys, and welcome back to ASL 1. Today we're going to be learning opposites. So this is the sign for opposite. Opposite. So it's kind of like two G hand shapes, but for a G your thumb is out, and for this your thumb can just rest on your other fingers. Your fingers touch and they go to opposite sides. Opposite, kind of makes sense. Opposite. So basically we're going to be learning opposite pairs. It's like one word and then the opposite word of that word. Does that make sense? Okay, we're gonna get into it. So the first set of opposites is same and different. The sign for same is this. So Y hand shape, and it goes back and forth. Same. So yellow we flick out, Y, or for same, goes like this. You'll notice as we go through this class with ASL, there are so many signs where the difference between the signs is really small, but the difference is a completely different word. It makes it a completely different word. So you gotta make sure that you're doing it the right way, or you might say something you didn't mean. So same is like this, and yellow is like this. It's the same hand shape, we're just kind of doing the movement differently. So just make sure you're noticing things like that. Anyways, this is same, and different is like this. Different, different. So it's two pointer fingers, palm facing out, and then they make a little X, and they go to different sides. Different, different. So same, different. Next we have good and bad. This is good, and this is bad. Very similar. Those two sides are really similar. So for good, your hand just goes straight down. Good, good. For bad, it flips like this. So good and bad. So for good at the end, both of your hands will be palm up. For bad, one will be palm up and one will be palm down. So this one flips, so it's like this. So good and bad. Now also when you're doing these signs, facial expressions are important. So for good, your face will be like, oh, I'm doing good. Good, or it was good. If it was bad, your face will be like, oh, it's bad. It's bad. I'm having a bad day. Bad. That kind of thing. Okay, next we have yes and no. These are something you're going to use a lot, saying yes and no. So this is yes. It's an S hand shape, and it goes like this. Yes. Yes. And again, your face and your head movement should match the sign. So you're going to kind of nod your head. Yeah, yeah, yes. If it's no, you're kind of going to shake your head. No, no. This is no. It's three fingers, and then they go like this. Da, da, da. No, 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 no. Or yes. No, yes. Okay, next we have big and small. So this is probably the first sign I think that we've had that has a mouth movement that's really important. So whenever you sign big, you're going to mouth cha, like C-H-A. So you go cha, cha. You don't say it out loud, but that's the mouth movement that you're doing. Cha, cha. And that's just a way of showing it's big. There's a mouth movement for some signs that you have to do with the sign. This is one of them. Cha. Small is like this. Small, small. And the mouth movement for small, it's kind of like you are sucking a straw. And you make your lips really small. So it's cha, cha, cha. And you're kind of opening your mouth like cha. It's big. Cha. Or so small. Ooh. So those are those two signs and the mouth movements that go along with it. Next, we have pretty and ugly. So pretty is this. Pretty, pretty. Your hands go like this. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Again, when you're saying pretty, you should have a pretty little ding kind of face. You don't want to look like this. Pretty. Ugly, on the other hand, you don't want to have a pretty face when you're signing ugly. You want to kind of go like this. Ugly, ugly. Your hand starts like this and it goes into an X hand shape. Ugly, ugly. So pretty, ugly, ugly. I always, for ugly, kind of like wrinkle up my nose like on one side and lift this little lip corner, I think is what I'm doing. So it feels like ugly, ugly. Pretty, ugly. Now another thing to note is that in English we might use the word pretty in other situations other than when we're talking about appearance. So for example, you might say, oh, my day was pretty good. The weather is pretty nice. But you're not actually saying that it's pretty. You're just using it as like an adjective for another word. So this word, or this sign for pretty, is only when you're talking about appearance. So it can also mean beautiful, And you can say, oh, the weather is pretty, But if you're saying it's pretty good or it's pretty nice, that's not really, the word pretty, it's not talking about appearance at that point. Does that make sense? You're saying like it's kind of nice or it's sort of good. That's basically what you're saying. So you can't use this sign in that context. So sometimes in English we have words that we use in lots of different situations, even if the meaning is different. Other examples are, I'm going for a run, or my nose is running, the air conditioner is running. All those are different meanings and different concepts, even though we use the same English word. In ASL, we have different signs for each of those meanings. We wouldn't say, I'm running down the street the same way as our nose is running. There's different signs. So this is an example of that. Pretty, this sign, can also mean beautiful, pretty. I can't think of other words that are similar to that, but it's talking about appearances. You can say this is a beautiful view. You can't say it's a beautiful day, but you can't say, oh, this has been pretty good, or, yeah, I think you get what I'm saying. So we'll leave it at that. Actually, let's go back and review because we've learned a lot so far. So again, we have opposites, opposite. We have same and different, same and different. We have good and bad. Good, straight down, bad, flips. We have yes. We have no. We have big. We have small. We have pretty and ugly. Okay, next we have girl and boy. This is girl and this is boy. Girl is an A hand shape with your thumb out and you stroke your cheek twice, da da. Girl. Boy is like you're grabbing a baseball hat twice, da da. Boy. Girl and boy. Next we have know and don't know. This is K-N-O-W, not know as that we already did, like no. This is no. This is when I know something. So this is what your hand shape is kind of like. It's like an A, but then your fingers are up and you touch the side of your head. No. I know this, I know you, I know the something scientifical I probably know. So this is no. And then don't know is the same thing, you just flick it away. I don't know. That's probably more accurate for me. I don't know anything science-y. Don't know. I know it. I don't know it. I know ASL. I don't know how to fly an airplane. I know it. I don't know it. You're getting to know me so well. I know ASL, don't know how to fly an airplane. Maybe you can relate. All right, next we have like and don't like. This is like and this is don't like. You're gonna see the next set of signs we have. The first sign and the next sign is very similar. It's just you throw it away. So no and don't know, you just flick it away, you throw it away, or like and don't like. So like, you go into an 8 hand shape, like the number 8, you touch your chest, and you go into an 8. And only the two fingers that make the 8, so your thumb and your middle finger, touch your chest, and then go into the number 8. This looks very similar to white, so make sure you note the difference. The color white is all your fingers come together. For like, it's only your middle and your thumb, okay? So like, and then don't like, you do the sign for like, and then you throw it away. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, next we have want and don't want. This is want, and this is don't want. So want, your hand just go like this, duh, duh. I want it, I don't want it. You take it and you just toss it to the side. I don't want it, don't. So again, for the last set that we've kind of had, we have know and don't know. We have like and don't like. We have want and don't want. If you notice, as I'm saying all those again, facial expressions, very important with ASL. As I say no, I'm like, yeah, I know it. If I don't know it, you kind of shake your head, I don't know, I don't know. Or your face just kind of conveys that meaning. Same for I like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. Or I want it, I don't want it. And last but not least, our last set of opposites is can and can't. This is can, it's 2 A hand shapes and they go down. I can do that. I can ride a bike. I can. I can't fly an airplane. I can't, I don't know, what's something I can't do? I'm just so talented. There's not much that I can't do, let's be honest. So we have can and can't. Can and can't. Your fingers kind of just, your dominant hand is on top and it flicks the other finger. Can, can't. And that is all the opposite pairs. There are a lot, so let's go through all of them again. Okay, we have same and different, good and bad, yes and no, big and small. We have pretty and ugly, girl and boy, know and don't know, like and don't like, want and don't want, can and can't. And those are all opposites. Good job. Okay, so we're also learning a new WH question in this lesson, and that is which. Which. So it's 2 thumbs up, and they go back and forth. Which. Which. It's a WH question, as I said, so your eyebrows are going to be down. Which. So if you set up a sentence where you're asking someone which, it would be, was your day good or bad? Which? Now notice when I'm setting up the 2 options, I'm kind of shifting my shoulders. I'm setting one here and one here, and then I'm saying which one. I can say cake, do you like it or don't like it? Which? Or the color blue, do you like it or don't like it? I could do, there's lots of different options with all these signs, but if you want to set up something where it's a which one sort of thing, it would be with this sign, which. Okay, that is all for this lesson video. There were a lot of new signs, and these are pretty fundamental. You're going to be using these a lot throughout your ASL journey. Like and don't like, yes and no. These are things you're going to be using a lot of. So make sure that you practice these, review them. You can rewatch this video a few times if you want. And yeah, that is it for this lesson video. I will see you in the next one.